Okay, doing a little rant here. I wanted to touch on some topics that we talked about during the stream the other night and put into an actual video. Because I just, oh my god, I cannot believe the amount of hero worship that HappyConsoleGamer gets on this YouTube platform. I don't understand the fascination with this man, the adoration, why anybody would just give this guy clicks or the time of day when clearly he is such a babbling weirdo psycho. And along with that, he's just also a degenerate and a shitty person who cares about nobody but himself. But I mean, I don't understand how more obvious it could be, but yet people are enamored by this guy. I don't know why. People keep on telling me, oh, it's because of his amazing stories. Yeah, how about the story? How about the time that he decided to disclose to his audience that him and Rob... So apparently, I think I have the full story now. I've only known bits and pieces of this for a while, but apparently, back in the day, Rob Man... So, yeah, Johnny here, being the degenerate that he is... didn't have $100 to his name to buy his own video game that he wanted. Apparently, some Grandia import or something. He had Rob's brother buy him an import of this Grandia game, I guess. And it cost $100. And Johnny, from Rob's brother, no less. So Johnny decides, oh, I don't need to pay you back for this $100 for this game you bought me. Why would I need to do that? Because... you know, precious Johnny, right? Yeah, everyone just needs to bend over for Johnny to make him happy, right? But, yeah, then, you know, time goes by. Yeah, Rob's not getting this money back from deadbeat Johnny. Okay, and this is all coming out of Johnny's mouth, from best I can tell, too. And so Johnny decides, so Rob Man... has no choice to get this money back that Johnny owes him. Okay, I'm telling you right now, if you're the piece of shit that borrows money... Okay, take your hero worship and your fervor or whatever, your, goddamn mouth-drooling love attraction, okay, to Johnny Millennium here, and look at things in terms of the real world and not your insane YouTuber worship fervor mode that you click in your brain when and whenever you tune into a YouTube video. If you're the degenerate that borrows money from people and you don't give people confirmation you're going to pay them back or actually fucking pay them back, make any effort to pay them back, and you make them have to crawl back to you to beg you to return money that they borrowed from you, they have to beg for their own money back, you are the biggest degenerate, just deadbeat piece of shit. Okay, just... degenerate, I guess that's the word for it. Yeah, just the lazy, pathetic bum. Okay, you're just the slimiest person for doing that. Okay, the people like that, they make you, have to crawl to them and beg them for your own money back and inconveniencing you for you having inconvenienced yourself already in borrowing them money. They should be begging to pay you back. They should be making every effort they can to pay you back the money that you lent them, but no. There's these flaky assholes like that. So yeah, just completely morally devoid of any, just even mild care for anybody other than themselves. No regard for anyone other than themselves. That's what I'm trying to say. Rob Man can't get the money from Johnny, apparently. It is not happening. Johnny's a fucking deadbeat. Yeah, what do you expect? This guy lived with his mom, literally until she sold their house. The only reason he ever moved out of his mother's house is because his mom literally sold the house and said, okay, the house is gone, you can't live here anymore. Also in Johnny's own words, so I can only imagine how old he was, okay, living with her. And he was just no desire to leave, because obviously he can't take care of himself. Okay, look at the state of his fucking apartment, his game room. The entire rest of the apartment is freaking spotless, I'm assuming, because his wife cleans it. He's clearly not capable, because if you look at the one room that he's responsible for, the game room, it's the most disgusting, hovel, piece of shit, moth-ridden, just disgusting thing, messy you've ever seen in your life. It literally looks like you let a 10-year-old live on their own. But anyway, Yeah, so what happens when you let a 10-year-old like live in the house by themselves? You're like, okay, little Johnny, we're gone. Like, yeah, you're on your own now. Except, yeah, he's like a fucking probably a 30-year-old man when he moved out of his parents' house, or his mom's house, I should say. Yeah, and from what I could tell, he used to have employment at points in the past, or at one point, I guess he was the manager of a warehouse. So yeah, just living with his mother purely on the basis that he cannot take care of himself because he's a baby. And yeah, I've shown other evidence of that, of course. Anyway, back to the topics. So Johnny decides that oh yeah, so yeah, Rob Man, okay, so he's doing a huge fucking disservice to Rob Man. Okay, not that, I mean, I care for Rob Man either. That guy's I don't like him at all. I think he's just as much of a grifter, or he's not as bad of a, he's still a grifter and a selfish asshole from what I hear. I heard at one point Rob Man was begging for money that was supposed to be going to his kid, and then he ended up spending it on video games. That's what I was told. So I have no sympathy for him. I have no dog in this fight. But yeah, no, he did do Rob Man a dirty. Rob Man is forced to call HappyConsoleGamer's mother. Okay? He has to call a grown man's mother to get him to pay back the money that he borrowed that he owed Rob Man's brother. If you don't think that's pathetic, then you're beyond help. Then then you, I don't know, I guess you just go ahead and let fucking, yeah, Johnny reap your views and your clicks and your Patreon dollars and everything else. But, and if that wasn't bad enough, Johnny got into such a huff over he's so butthurt and angry. He's like, how dare you expect to be paid back the money that I borrowed from your brother? Okay, or that he owes. That he got into such a huff, he didn't talk to Rob Man for 3 years. Okay, and they even cited as saying like this is the reason why we didn't have GameCube memories together. Do you want to know when the GameCube came out? 2002. Do you want to know how old Johnny is? From what I can gather, he's almost 50. This shit happened when Johnny was probably like 30 years old. A 30-year-old man, okay, at the very, like, okay, maybe, yeah, I think HappyConsoleGamer's 50. Okay, let's pretend he's 45 then, just to be nice. We'll say, okay, then it's a 25-year-old man. Okay. I'm not much older than that. About 2 for the record. Yeah, grown man. A 25-year-old man, we'll say, to be generous, couldn't pay his friend's brother back the $100 that he owed him for doing him a favor in importing this game. He couldn't be a man and pay $100 for a fucking video game, no less. Yeah, if you don't have $100 to pay back, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be buying video games. Okay? Also, didn't talk to him for 3 years because he was in such a huff. He was outraged. Okay, Rob Man should be the one outraged over this. Are you fucking kidding me? You had to call your mom to get your deadbeat ass to pay him the money that he owed. HappyConsoleGamer is a pathetic piece of shit. How do you not see this? He admitted this story. He doesn't even know why it's wrong. He also admits to like literally shilling for Nintendo products on his page, but yet I have people telling me that I'm spinning his words when HappyConsoleGamer literally admits and states that I don't need a Switch OLED. I don't want a Switch OLED. I will take a Switch OLED. I will take a free copy from Nintendo in exchange for a review on my channel of it. That's what he said. I have people telling me that I'm twisting his words saying, all he said was he doesn't feel the need for a Switch OLED. AfroGamer, you're such a liar. You're such a manipulator. No, yeah. These idiots are so dumb and brain dead that they don't realize, yeah, Johnny, this is what he said, word for word. Okay, this is what he said. I don't want a Switch OLED. I don't need a Switch OLED. I'll take a free Switch OLED in exchange for a review for the show. How am I twisting anything? You people are performing mental gymnastics, anything you can do to defend this grifter. Okay, never mind the fact that, yeah, he literally ripped his audience off for a camera, okay? He cried to his audience saying that he needs a new camera for the show. He had already purchased the camera. This was revealed on a stream when the camera was in the background of the stream, okay? And he got confronted about it in the stream, and he admitted that, yeah, oh, that's the camera I already bought. I already had this camera, more or less, or they found out. And so, yeah, that stream got deleted, of course. And funny enough, there's a female YouTuber, a woman YouTuber, who exposed this fact in a video. And do you think people are grateful or thankful to her for, you know, spreading the word that this guy's a con artist and a fucker and he doesn't give a shit about his audience? And this is in the old days, too. This is old days of YouTube, back when Johnny was so passionate. Oh, you're such a good guy, too, for the record. Yeah, do you think they were, like, grateful that, oh, yeah, okay, maybe I shouldn't be spending my life putting my hopes and dreams into this deadbeat on YouTube? Do you think they were thankful for that? Like, oh, yeah, thanks for putting out the good word. Yeah, let's not support this idiot or this jackass who, like, thinks nothing of the people who worship him and put money in his pocket that watches this babbling, insane, deranged videos. No, his psycho, insane, worshiping audience flames this woman to hell, okay, bullying her, harassing her, shitstorming her, everything under the fucking sun, berating this woman until she's forced to delete the video. That's HappyConsoleGamer's audience for you. Bunch of degenerates. There was a second scam that this woman also exposed, too. There's a different scam. This other scam I don't know about. I've only heard whispers of it. There was another scam involving HappyConsoleGamer and Pete Dorr. Which, yeah, HappyConsoleGamer was, like, best friends with Pete Dorr, the creep. Yeah, the 35-year-old full-time streamer who also lives at his mother's house, who's unemployed bum, no prospects. The guy who begs for weeks to get a router. He can't afford like $100 fucking router. $100 at most for a router that he can do his shitty streams that he makes money from. The guy who begs money and begs for money that he literally spends on gambling apps on mobile phone games, or puts up insane, like, money reward tiers in exchange for bullshit like, I'll watch a 5-hour video talking about every release for the PlayStation Portable. Or the guy that tries to sell you, Doorgasm pillows. Okay, lives at his mother's house, unemployed. He claims he can't afford a router. Claims he can't afford a gaming chair. As he's sitting on, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars of Sonic merch and video games. The guy who claimed to have a mental illness, who claimed to have Down syndrome. He lied to an eBay seller saying that he had his mommy call an eBay seller to rip him off of a copy of Suikoden 2 that the guy listed for $20 on eBay on accident. Then the seller noticed what they did wrong, and yeah, they were kind of waiting on selling this item. Pete Dorr has his mommy call the eBay seller and pretend that her son has Down syndrome, and he's so looking forward to this game and it means so much to him. And they conned an eBay seller out of like an extra $100 that this game would have been worth. Okay, to like prey on his sympathies, so you'd send out this copy that was clearly listed for a too low of a price. They're best friends. And funny enough, the video that Pete Dorr admitted to doing that, HappyConsoleGamer commented on and was like kissing his ass, saying, "Oh, what the funny story, Mark?" Basically, yeah, it's like pulling a Tommy Wiseau. Yeah, he's just like so congratulatory or supportive of this fucking loser who literally admitted to that. He sees no problem with that whatsoever. They commented on the video, like saying, "Oh, Pete, you're such a funny guy." Commenting on the video, like, "Oh yeah, Pete, you're such a, you're my buddy, blah blah blah." And you realize, of course, too, that HappyConsoleGamer, yeah, he was like butt buddies with Pete Dorr and Metal Jesus Rocks both. Okay, that All Gen Gamers podcast. Yeah, he's basically responsible for the rise of MJR and also the rise of all these video game prices because he put them on the map with that stupid Gen Gamers podcast. Him and Pete Dorr both. But yeah, HappyConsoleGamer in a recent video claims, "Oh yeah, YouTubers like us we're definitely not responsible for the prices of games going up. That's just conspiracy. There's no way," when literally you gave way to the rise of MJR. Okay, you promoted the fuck out of him by being on this podcast with him. Like, this was when you were popular and Pete Dorr was popular and he was not. Okay, you gave way to the rise of that guy. And it's funny too, because MJR was fucking hated on that podcast because he was clueless about all topics presented because he knows nothing about games. Because he's not a gamer, he's a game collector only, or game hoarder, I should say. Because his collection is a fucking shitstorm. It looks terrible. Okay, like, he has diagonal stacks of games. Not even horizontal. Okay, horizontal stacks are fucked enough. It doesn't have vertical stacks. Doesn't even have horizontal. Diagonal. Diagonal double rows. How do you even do that? Anyway. God, even now, his old collection was worse. Now they moved into his new house. It's still that way. His old game tour was even worse. Oh my god, what a shitstorm that was. That was even worse. But anyway. He has, like, literally got fucking game cords with... Yeah, like, labeling game cords with duct tape. Anyway. Yeah, HappyConsoleGamer here. Who, yeah, this expert fucking gamer. Yeah, this piece of shit... Yeah, he's not only now monetized home videos of deceased childhood friends, okay, blasting that on his YouTube page because that's anybody's fucking business. Did not ask for the parents for any approval. Does not have approval from the girl, that's for sure. Yeah, like, there's no... Yeah, I'm sure, yeah, he kept contact 30 years later with, like, childhood parents, like the parents of a childhood friend that he forgot about even existed until he uncovered these videos in his own words. These parents probably hated his guts because he was a drug addict. He admits on one of his earlier videos that he was a drug addict in his youth. He alludes to it. It sounds like heroin. I couldn't tell you what he was hooked on. Something. I'm sure these parents would have loved hearing from Johnny again. I'm sure he didn't, like, yeah, get her to... I'm sure he didn't fucking influence her to, yes, smoke cigarettes and do drugs at a prepubescent age at all or anything. Yeah, I'm sure those parents would have been thrilled to have Johnny blasting home videos of their dead child on YouTube for all these fucking creeps and psychos that follow this guy, these mutants who, yeah, like, harass women off the platform, these degenerates who worship this fucking guy and also drool over his wife, too, because this idiot prostitutes his own wife on his YouTube channel for clicks. It's like dressing her up in, like, dominatrix outfits and making her wear a hat that says hentai on it and forcing her on the show even though she knows nothing about video games, and she literally just sits there with, like, a blank stare like an alien, like, you know what I mean? Just clueless. She supposedly just beat Xenoblade Chronicles in their video talking about Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. She just beat the game, yet she's reading off of a piece of paper with notes on it in this video. Okay, first off, if you played a game in general, you really shouldn't be needing to read off notes. You just beat the game, no less. You claim that you spent the last 3 months playing it. This game you should not need to read off of a piece of paper with notes on it. Johnny wrote that piece of paper. I'm certain of it. Yeah, but these talking points that you're supposed to talk about, or maybe they're Nintendo's talking points, because the last gamer already exposed this fool for literally reading off of Nintendo's fucking sheet, like Nintendo's list of demands, like, you know, free copy, free unit of so-and-so in exchange for positive press. Literally, yeah, how last gamer exposed this. He exposed the fact that Nintendo gives you a fucking list of demands in the mail in exchange for the free units, their free review copies, these sponsorship shit. In exchange for that, you're forced to give them positive press. You're forced to talk about the size of the box. You're forced to talk about the tightness of the Joy-Cons that wiggle off this fucking thing in the version 1 that, yeah, are not sturdy at all. Yeah, Nintendo forces you to talk about these talking points, and it shows that how HappyConsoleGamer and Digestine are literally reading off of the same points, bullet point by bullet point, in the same exact order, like ding, 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 ding. Yeah. HappyConsoleGamer is not a show, though, and yeah, lying to your audience, and yeah, lying to your audience that worships you and loves you, by the way, who gives you your full living and their full support, and in exchange you give them fake reviews or, yeah, fake opinions that are demanded of you by Nintendo, constant 10 out of 10s. People love these reviews. They worship it, though. It's so positive. Oh, it's so positive. I love him. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, he's so positive. I just love, oh, Johnny, he's so positive. No, he's a grifter. He's lying to you. He's a deceptive, scummy fucker. He's a charlatan. He's lying to you, you fucking idiots. Astral Chain, 10 out of 10. Link's Awakening, 10 out of 10 for the Switch. That game has frame rate issues up the ass. That's like 2 points off the score already. It's like a game that could run on the GameCube, and they can't get the frame rate to work because it's unfinished. That's 10 out of 10. It's flawless. Anybody who's played that game for an hour has noticed the frame rate. You fucking blind shills. Oh my god, everything's a 10 out of 10. Oh, he loves Final Fantasy 15. Oh, anybody who's a Final Fantasy fan does not love Final Fantasy 15. That's not a real Final Fantasy game. That's not a Final Fantasy game. Fuck off. He's like remarking how brilliant it is because, I'm explaining. This is HappyConsoleGamer. This is like a review of HappyConsoleGamer where he's like literally just spouting off, like foaming at the mouth over just the most insane minutia in a game and hyping it up to like it's the next coming of Christ. Like, I looked around and, oh my god, it's like a world. It's like a world out here. There's a tree and, there's a hut over there. And, it's just amazing. It's just brilliant. And, yeah, what else do I have to say about this game? I just think Noctis is so cool. And, this whole intro cutscene, it's magical. Because, Noctis and his, Backstreet Boy gang, who I really identify with, by the way. They're pushing a car out in the middle of the road. And this really takes me back to my childhood. Because when I was a kid, when I was an adult, when I was 28 years old, living at mommy's house, I had a piece of shit car too. And it reminds me of this one time that I drove drunk to this guy's house who made me look bad in front of my girlfriend. And so I borrowed my buddy's car without telling him. And I drove to his house drunk. And at 5 in the morning, and I stuck into this guy's bedroom and started punching him because I got really mad. But anyway, Final Fantasy. It's such a glorious game, such a brilliant game. And it's a game I know I always come back to. You know, he's just this guy's like 50 years old. 50-year-olds don't act like babbling deranged lunatics like this, okay? Flapping the wrists around and, you know, making all these insane... He's an insane person. He thinks he's like a little kid still. Okay, he has frosted tips. He dyes his hair blonde to fit in with, like, little boys on YouTube. Because he doesn't want you to know how old he is, because then you might put 2 and 2 together and realize, wow, this guy's a babbling deranged idiot who has not outgrown adolescence. Did you not see his game room tour videos? Did you not see the footage of him literally admitting in said videos where there is a tangle of cords on the ground that he claims, yeah, it is a tumbleweed of controllers. He says this happened because he uses them so much that they're literally in this tumbleweed, like knotted up and tied together. That's how that happens, because you ever touch these games. This real gamer here. He's like, it's just one big mess. It's one big mess. And, you know, usually Rob Band, I get Rob Band to come once every decade or so. Once every decade when they decide to clean this musty, disgusting room. Or, I don't clean it. I'm not kidding. I can't take care of myself. Because my wife waits my ass for me. Because I'm in the bathroom, and after I take a poop, I bend over and put my butt up in the air. And I call for my wife, and she comes and wipes it for me. Yeah, no, he claims that Rob Band has to clean he can't clean his own game room. He can't organize, tidy. He can't unravel a fucking set of cords for game controllers without a grown man's help. And he's crying about it. He's like on the verge of tears when he says it too. He's like choking up. This guy's a deranged idiot. What do you see in this idiot? Like, what do you see in this guy? He pisses me off. Because it, like, just makes me hate society. It makes me hate humanity. It makes me not want to be associated with, like, gaming or gamers at all when people, like, pieces of turds like this are the ones who float to the top of fucking YouTube and, like, get the hero worship and, you know, they're the ones who get revered. I never want to be revered on this platform, too, for that matter. Oh, my God. Or be like that, where you just have people showering you with praise. I never want fame on YouTube, okay? People showering me with praise, because the only way you get people who worship you and shower you with praise as if, like, they're not right in the head. Okay, obviously HappyConsoleGamer's audience is not right in the head because they fucking love this guy. They love these fake reviews. They love the lies. They love these fake stories. They love these stories of Johnny just being a ridiculous degenerate. Or how, he admitted that he had a friend who dressed up as a, yeah, okay, again, like mid-20s. You know, he had a friend who dressed up as a ninja and ran outside and wreaked havoc in the middle of the night and did shady things, in his own words. Like, literally, direct quote, he did shady things. That would be, like, dorky, ostracized, outcast behavior at any age, okay? Even in, like, high school, okay? And these are grown adults. Also, yeah, they have home footage. Yeah, these grown adults, like, playing, like, lightsabers together. And they're in his mom's backyard, in Johnny's mom's backyard, as his girlfriends are filming it and making fun of them. Like, saying, oh, yeah, our boyfriends are so cool, haha. His own girlfriends are making fun of him because they're such dorks. Like, when is it going to be any more obvious that this guy's a piece of dirt? What about the fact that he pirated? Oh, yeah, he supported this fucking pirate in his hometown. Oh, yeah, Johnny the Pirate supporting another pirate. But, yeah, he's got, like, dozens of pirated PS1 games. So he decided, yeah, so it's okay for him to, yeah, fuck these game publishers and developers out of money for their product and instead support some bum in their hometown who did nothing but mass-produce pirated copies of video games. He's like, yeah, there's this guy I know who's like the guy to go to for pirated games. It was the cool thing to do, Johnny says. Pirating games is not cool. At all. You're the reason why game companies go out of business. Yeah, Real Gamer here, yeah, is buying pirated copies of these games from some scam artist in this town. Some fucking criminal, too, by the way. What's even more to say about this guy? There's so much I could go on about. Yeah, you see the same tumbleweed of game controllers in his mom's house when he was 20 years old. It's still in his fucking 50-year-old man apartment here. And now this guy's a father, which is even scarier, too. Oh, my God. I mean, at least he's got it. Oh, thank God his wife is there to help him. She's the only one who seems like she has half a grasp on reality here. But, yeah, dude, this game collection, I'm serious. He has his games stacked on a Billy board shelf, double rows and double stacked. Okay, if this kid touches this game shelf, I'm sorry, it's going to fall over, dude. That game shelf is a danger to this kid. They better not ever let that kid in that game room. It is not safe for a child or for a baby at all. I had a shelf fall on me once when I was a kid. When I was about 7 or 8 years old, I was climbing on a shelf when I shouldn't have been. I didn't get hurt, thankfully, but there wasn't much on the shelf. All that ended up happening. I was able to push the shelf, I guess, back in time. It didn't crush me, but there's like this giant fishbowl of change, like quarters and pennies and stuff on the top of the shelf that fell off the shelf and like landed on my head and like literally shattered. Like, thank God I was like 7 or 8. I wasn't a little baby. But yeah, that's like a legitimate concern of mine. Honestly, that this guy's in charge of raising a child, and I don't think they moved out of this apartment. I'm sure everything in that apartment reeks to smoke of high heaven, reeks of tobacco smoke. Well, according to him, all these games are from his childhood, so yeah, they do reek like smoke. Although he says that, but then in his game tour video, only like 3 of the games actually have smoke damage on them, and the rest don't. So clearly, he's using your Patreon money to buy that shit. Okay, this Patreon money that he needs, that's going to support the show, is not supporting the show. It's supporting his game addiction to, yeah, crushing game boxes and game manuals and game cartridges that are like complete in box games that are worth literally $1,000 each. A lot of them are crushed in the bottom of these horizontal stacks. That's a Real Gamer here. Puts his games in horizontal stacks and crushes them all to shit, these ancient relics of gaming. What person who gives a fuck about their game collection, any regard to their game collection, would do that? But no, they gotta be horizontal and not vertical, because then people will click on the video because they'll see the game titles in the background easier, and they'll go ooh and ah as they ignore this guy foaming at the mouth, like dribbling over the latest Nintendo game. Yeah, wearing a Mario Odyssey hat, like these deranged thumbnails of his. Yeah, these deranged gaping mouth clickbait thumbnails. Or yeah, dude, one of his thumbnails had his wife dressed up in the dominatrix costume, and she wasn't even in the video. I forget which one it was. She literally wasn't even in the video. He's literally just using her for perv clicks, because yeah, that's how you get worshippers on YouTube who click on your shit and donate you money. You're just seeking the fervor of creeps by using your wife as like a, eye candy, like, oh, click on my fucking video. Okay. Literally a dominatrix costume, like whip and all. Yeah, like literally like holding a whip. Yeah, that's not for attention or clickbaiting at all. Or now I hear that he's using his own child. Yeah, that was the one thing I could have gave him credit for, is that when he had that child, well, yes and no, because yeah, when he had his child, he went on this, he did this end of the year, beginning of the year, woe is me, crying about his supposed medical problems and his, all of his, problems with his, wife giving birth to this child and going on about all this shit. Crying about his year for ad revenue because, that's a living. A grown man crying about his problems as if we all don't have problems. But yeah, you get paid fucking ad revenue for, crying about your problems and garnering sympathy from your pathetic audience. But, he made a video crying about this and that, but he didn't actually show his baby at all, which would have been like, definitely clickbait or just, garnering fervor and worship and, sympathy and all that crap. Using your, child for views. He at least didn't seem to be using his own baby for views. But now, I've been told that he has been showing footage of his baby. A baby? Dude, okay, you think... Okay, yeah, people are going to argue that a dead girl who died when she was 15 back in the 80s, okay, somehow gave consent for Johnny to blast his home footage of her on YouTube 30 years later after her death. Yeah, she somehow gave consent. Can a baby give consent then, too? No. That's fucked. You're using your own baby for fucking clicks, and God help you with... Oh, God, with the creeps that follow your fucking videos, who knows what they're doing with that footage behind the scenes. Once, you give up footage of yourself on fucking YouTube, who knows what people will run wild and do with it. But, using your own baby now, too. It's not bad enough to use your own wife. You're, literally using your family for fucking clickbait. That's a real man right there. Also, it's also a real man, too. He told his audience once that his pregnant wife woke up in the middle of the night and was coughing up blood. Okay, coughing up blood, right? That's like I go to the hospital immediately in all cases. Okay, that's usually a big deal. He's coughing up. She was coughing up blood and had to go to the hospital. I think she may have drove to the hospital or ambulance, either one. Either way, Johnny admitted that he decided, I'm just going to go back to sleep. He just went back to sleep. He didn't go with his wife, his pregnant wife, who's coughing up blood, to the hospital with her to either comfort her or be there, actually be worried or give a fuck. No. I just gotta go back to sleep, guys. Yeah, because you're so overworked. Yeah, what, you have work in the morning? Yeah, you gotta sit on the floor in front of your coffee table and, babbling like an idiot. Going on about, just these deranged fucking tangents. Yeah, going on about how you're breaking furniture because you got so mad over a video game. Oh, yeah, that upload a gamer rage. Oh, when's the worst time you've been enraged over a game? Yeah, we all get angry over a game once in a while, but this fucking idiot is breaking furniture that he's literally too much of a man-child to replace. He admitted that he made his entire game room and his entire gaming show around the fact that there's a coffee table on the ground sitting in his game room that he's too much of a man baby to figure out how to remove or get rid of. And he's destroying the only furniture that he has, that he does not know how to replace. He physically, literally, mentally can't do it. Considering he can't untangle a pile of cords on the ground and, is practically blubbering or lamenting over it that, oh, Rob, man, you need to help me. This insane idiot. Doesn't he? Yeah, how could you just be like, oh my God, my girlfriend was coughing up blood and had to go to the hospital. Oh yeah, she was pregnant. Yeah, she was my wife. Like, oh my God, you have nothing to do in the morning. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, Jesus, you run a business from home, and that's if I'm being highly generous. Okay, calling it a business. No, you're just feeding off of fucking hero worship on the internet. You charge $50 for a Skype call on Patreon. $50 and you can talk to your precious hero. And it's sold out. It's not even worth this guy's time to make $50 in a half an hour to just babble on to these simps on the other end of the video screen. That's how much money this guy must be making, or how entitled he is, or how lazy. Yeah, you're turning down $100 an hour. Are you kidding me? And then this guy is, he has the nerve to beg you for, money on Patreon when literally you can, oh my God, he could be selling 3 times as many. You can make a living being a call girl with these Skype calls if you wanted to. Probably be a bunch of repeat buyers too. Yeah, these people desperate for friendship. Jeez, could these YouTubers be any more pathetic, man? Oh my God. Just selling you fucking snake oil. What else is there to even say about this guy? I mean, I'm trying not to overlap with my 50 Reasons video too hard, but how could anybody support this insane, drooling fool? What do you see in this guy? What do you see in this guy? How does he provide you entertainment? He has the most annoying personality I've ever seen. The only more annoying personality that I can think of on YouTube, like maybe Arlo the puppet, Arlo the e-begging puppet. Actually, HappyConsoleGamer is still worse though because he's so deranged and idiotic. He's such a fool. He's such an insane fool. Oh yeah, and then yeah, let's not even get into the fact that yeah, well, I'm certain that he's groomed his wife. Yeah, he's like, he hired this woman. Yeah, his wife. He hired her, and then he was flirting with her relentlessly. His employee. She turned him down multiple times. In his own words, he's still fucking breathing down her throat, chasing after her. Okay, this frosted tip weirdo who stinks of cigarette smoke. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, any of you guys out there frothing at the mouth in rage over me dissing your happy console hero here, crappy console gamer. Yeah, this yeah, happy nonsense gamer here. Yeah, let me know how you would feel as like okay, we'll be generous and say 20 years old, like 18, 20 years old. If you went onto a job, you got a new job, and there's some 35-year-old lady, as you're a 20-year-old, there's a 35-year-old old lady who reeks of cigarette smoke, is like, has weird dyed hair, acts like this, you know, fucking weirdo. Yes, constantly flirting with you and asking you for dates. Okay, would you feel uncomfortable in the work environment if some 35-year-old hag was, yeah, begging you for dates and you refuse multiple times and you're highly uncomfortable and you would either quit or you'd probably feel like you had to give in or you're going to be fired, right? Like that's pressure. That's weird pressure. The things is something you probably shouldn't be doing in the workplace, and like consider he hired her no less. So yeah, I'm guessing that was her only qualification, was that he had a crush on her and he was like just drooling over this woman, like no, highly creepy. And he admits all this too, that yeah, she turned him down multiple times until he broke her down. Oh my God. And her own father, he admits that her father did not approve of the marriage. Yeah, gee, I wonder why. Yeah, and her father actually knows this guy in real life. I wonder why you wouldn't want this former drug addict who's probably living with his mom at the time. He's 15 years older than this girl, like constantly pestering her for dates. Yeah, amongst all the other things I mentioned. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, just the babbling weirdo can't hold a thought in his head. Is it any wonder why her father didn't approve of the marriage? Oh my God. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, just hero worship on YouTube is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It makes me lose faith in humanity as a whole. It's just disgusting and terrible. I want to help these people. Like, I want to open their eyes, but I feel like, yeah, then I end up like the fucking woman that got chased off of YouTube. We got all these trolls crying in the comments about, oh, you're so mean, you're so terrible. Yeah, for trying to expose bullies and grifters and liars on the YouTube platform, suckering you and taking advantage of you. I'm the bully. For calling out the bullies, saving you from the bullies, but oh, freaking ridiculous. Anyway, that's it for this rant.